both believe she should be in the conversation. Into Reese. Hectic play, no good. To 5. Reese in the paint with the left, no good. Got the miss on an A-more. Now Reese. Good opportunities the last couple of times offensively for the Mystics. Reese inside. Spinning on Austin, no. Second chance, no.
That was Angel Reese last Friday night in the Atlanta Dreamers nationally televised game against the Washington Mythicals. It was quite the performance from the matriarch of me-bounds. 7 points, 1 of 13 from the field. You know how hard it is to have more missed shots than points? In the WNBA, this is what they call professional basketball. Angel Reese was also blocked 6 times. Now, I don't mean she blocked 6 shots. I mean Angel Reese, one of the tallest players on the court. She had her own shots blocked 6 times. Now, according to her pretend friends in the mainstream media, this was just a bad game, a poor performance. This was an anomaly, an off night for Angel Reese. Now, according to her critics, this was your typical Angel Reese performance. You know, I almost feel bad for Angel Reese. I really do. Every time she has a bad game, every time she attempts a behind-the-back pass that bounces off the backboard, it becomes a compilation of clips. It becomes a compilation of the most unathletic, unskilled. It's the worst basketball imaginable. And look. I am definitely guilty of this too, which is why I think it's only fair that I give credit to Angel Reese for her excellent performance last night. But there's just one problem, one tiny problem. Her head coach, Karl Smesko, the same coach who made himself look like an ass clown last week by wearing this horrendous shirt to support Angel Reese on Barbie night. Look at me, I'm coaching Angel and I'm Ken. Going into the game last night, Karl Smesko was disappointed in the matriarch of me-bounds. He was disappointed with her recent play on the court. But if I were the Atlanta Dreamers, I would be disappointed in the sections of empty seats in the Gateway Center, which is about the size of Barbie's miniature dream house. But before we get to Karl's comments on his quote-unquote best player, let's get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Fluffernoggin. I am not a big snacker. Uncle KC doesn't eat a lot of junk food, but there are times during the week when I'm too busy to stop and grab lunch and I need something quick and easy, but also filling enough to get me to dinner. One thing I have found that fills me up, beef jerky. Problem is, a lot of beef jerky tastes like you're biting into a flat tire. Good news is, I no longer have that problem because I started buying gourmet beef jerky from Fluffernoggin. Now you're probably wondering, what the hell is a Fluffernoggin? Fluffernoggin is gourmet beef jerky that is 100% made in America. You don't have to worry about consuming foreign cows because all these cows are homegrown. Each recipe from Fluffernoggin is handcrafted with the perfect amount of seasoning. First beef jerky I've ever tasted that literally melts in your mouth. Fluffernoggin comes in a variety of flavors, ranging from mango habanero, Korean barbecue. They even have a flavoring of craft beer. Or, if you're like me, you'll just stick with the original style flavoring. So click the link in the description or the pinned comment below. Use my promo code BTL30, BTL30. Receive 30% off your first purchase with Fluffernoggin. Last night, the Atlanta Dreamers put a severe bruising on the caboose of the Toronto Pimples. Hell, they popped every pimple on that Canadian ass last night. This was a dream scenario for Angel Reese. Her team was up 15 points going into halftime, which means Angel Reese was set up perfectly for a dominant performance in the second half. Now, some might say that Angel Reese was inspired by pregame comments from her fearless leader, Karl Smesko. Before the game last night, Uncle Karl spoke to the media. While he didn't name Angel Reese directly, it doesn't take an interpreter, a translator, to figure out who he was talking about. I'll play his comments along with highlights from the game, and I want you to pay very close attention to the empty seats. Watch for yourself.
When we got it inside and we didn't have a huge advantage, we need to kick it back out and try to get some upgrades. And I think we had probably 9 shots or so blocked in the first half. I like us being aggressive, but we also have to find our time when, they start to surround you, bring multiple bodies to the ball, where we need to be able to pass it out. And
start to this second quarter. And very often, Reese on the cut. Reese keeps it herself. It's a 2-point game after our first 10. Angel Reese, 20-point dream lead. Right. Beg your pardon, the hit. Facing up, driving. And Atlanta wants to do it tonight, but if Mayberry keeps finishing like that underneath him. Angel Reese setting a franchise record earlier tonight. On specs now. Reese got to get a shot off the scoop. The screen from Reese.
When he says we, he's really talking about me. Karl Smesko's talking about the matriarch of me bounds. It is blatantly obvious that he is talking about Angel Reese. What other player drives to the basket and constantly gets their shot blocked? What other player gets double teamed down low and refuses to pass the ball to an open teammate? Karl Smesko mentioned 9 shots being blocked the other night against the Washington Mythicals. 6 of those blocked shots were unathletic attempts from Angel Reese. But if I were the Atlanta Dreamers, I would be more concerned with the sections of empty seats in the local YMCA that they call home court. Have you seen the inside of the Gateway Center? Check it out for yourself. This is what the WNBA calls an arena. Look at the size of this place. Wowzer! This arena is large enough to fit our unearned egos. I have seen high school gyms larger than this so-called arena. And in this microscopic center that holds 3,500 people, Angel Reese is struggling to sell tickets. She is struggling to fill seats. Uncle Casey, that's not true. According to the WNBA, this game was sold out. My Barbie is a huge draw. I'm sure the WNBA is claiming that 3,500 people were in the building last night. And look, in fairness to Angel Reese, there are NBA games throughout the regular season with thousands of empty seats. I have been to games in New Orleans where the Pelicans will announce inside of the arena, "Hey fans, we appreciate your support. We have a capacity crowd tonight of 14,000. Woohoo! Yes, yes, yes!" I'm sitting there in my seats in the lower bowl, about 4 rows from courtside. I'm struggling to count 14 people, much less 14,000. But here's the difference between a random game in the NBA regular season and a meaningless game in Atlanta in the WNBA regular season. NBA teams are playing in actual arenas. In an 82-game season with 41 games at home, there are going to be random Monday nights in January where it's bitterly cold outside, it's raining, and people stay home. But on bad nights in the NBA, even in New Orleans where the Pelicans are barely supported, there are still 8, 9, maybe 10,000 people in the arena. Angel Reese is struggling to put 3,500 in the arena. And you got to remember, WNBA teams are looking to expand. They are looking to move home games to NBA arenas. Have you seen our growth projections? We are outgrowing the YMCA. We can't keep up with demand. We need to move to actual arenas. What demand? This is the second time in less than a week that the Gateway Centers had sections of empty seats. Now, that being said, I will give Angel Reese credit for one thing. Uncle KC, are you going to give her credit for her dominant performance last night? Sure. Angel Reese was great last night. Seriously. 20 points, 14 rebounds. She shot 50% from the field. It was a great night for Angel Reese, but that is not what I'm talking about. I want you to think about something. Think about all the drama in the WNBA this season. Alyssa Thomas introduces her fist to Caitlin Clark's throat. Adam Silver has to step in and force Kat Engelbert to suspend Al Thomas. Numerous WNBA players have accused fans of manufactured racism. WNBA players have complained so much that Kathy Engelbert created a manufactured task force to deal with manufactured racism. The WNBA is not a basketball league. It's a manufacturing facility. They manufacture racism, then they police the racism they created. Last weekend, it was the incident with Dejanay Carrington and Sophie Cunningham. The All-Star game was a disgrace. It was some of the worst basketball imaginable. I'm sure I'm forgetting some things. Hell, there's been so much controversy in the WNBA, it's hard to remember all of it. But for the most part, Angel Reese has stayed out of it. Have you noticed that? Unless I'm forgetting something, which is entirely possible, Angel Reese has pretty much stayed out of the drama this season. Now, she had that minor controversy last week where she tried to be the ultimate victim. Growing up as a child, I didn't play with Barbies. It was so traumatic. All the other girls played with their Barbies on the playground and I couldn't play with them because there were no Barbies who looked like me. Obviously, this was another case of mythical racism. Angel Reese was born in 2002, and the first black Barbie was released in either the 1960s or the 1980s. Either way, it was decades before Angel Reese gave birth to Angel Reese. Compared to previous seasons, though, Angel Reese has pretty much stayed out of the controversy. Why? My guess is she's happy, and she's probably happy because for the first time in her WNBA career, Angel Reese is winning. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.